Let me ask you one last question here. So there was a lot of chatter with the AEW buzz and Vince basically recently on one of the calls, his investor calls, had said that he does not view AEW as competition. I saw a lot of chatter, and I saw a lot of the sites saying that Vince brought back Brock to combat what AEW is doing. Did they have anything to do with it, or was this all in the plans to begin with?
Well, with Brock Lesnar.
Yes. Did they bring Brock back earlier than they anticipated? How did the Brock coming back go down? Was he planning on coming back? Were they planning on using forever? What's the Brock Lesnar plan going forward?
The Brock Lesnar plan going forward was that Brock Lesnar was always The Rock's backup for this next Mania. So that was supposed to be what you do if you can't get The Rock. Now, the interesting thing about The Rock is that WWE actually wanted him for WrestleMania 39, which is in Hollywood. But The Rock is the one who, after talking to him, has said, it's got to be this year for my sake, because I've taken a break from my filming schedule, so I don't have any insurance issues at the start of next year. Reason being is because I'm solely focused on the promotion of the XFL. Now, if The Rock gets to talk about the XFL, if The Rock is wanting to promote the XFL, he gets to talk about it on Raw and SmackDown for a 3 or 4 month period and promote that to the WWE's viewership, especially that Fox viewership, which he wants to hit, which is your football fan. So, and especially at the end of the NFL season, which is coming up in January time. So, yeah, The Rock, if he works with WWE, he wants to be there this year, which is probably why you're seeing Brock being brought forward early. I don't think it's so much a response to AEW. The same way I don't think tonight with Orton and Lashley going on is any response to AEW. I'm seeing guys saying, oh, it's because they lost the ratings last week. They lost a demo that they're not trying to win. That's what I don't understand with Dave Meltzer's reporting. They're not trying to win that demo. There's nothing within the WWE that says we must desperately try and win 18 to 49. It's just something that's been made up now.
Because they've already got the money. They've already got $200 million and $240 million a year for the next 3 years.
Right.
So why they don't? I don't think they care, right?
They don't care particularly about that demo because that demo is very important for advertising. Whereas WWE's plan is they're trying to work around the demos on the outside of that in terms of if we get a family, we get 2 kids, we've got a plan for the girls, which is why we did the whole women's revolution in the first place, was because what if there's a dad who has a daughter and not a son? Can she watch WWE? Well, she can, because we pretended that we really cared about women's wrestling all of a sudden a few years back, when before it was all geared towards the father and son. Now it's the father, the daughter, the wife. They're trying to get these whole families in through the door, and the house shows that they've been.
You can see in the crowd.
You can hear it in the crowd.
We were talking about it today. It's like there's a marked difference between the AEW live crowd, the WWE live crowd. You look at the SmackDown crowd, tons of kids, tons of mothers, tons of like I said, they're all families. AEW is 20 to 40-year-old males. There's hardly any women in the crowd. There's no kids in the crowd. It's like 2 completely different marketing philosophies if you look at it.
Yeah, and it's following on from Nick Khan coming in and implementing these ideas, because I mean the family ticket per se has been successful for theme parks and for getting people back to cinemas, because there was a period where cinema was having a little bit of a downer. I mean, the family ticket essentially means that your kids go for free, the way that's all priced up. And then obviously all the extra money's made up on concessions, like popcorn's ridiculous, bags of chocolate are ridiculous, drinks are ridiculous. So, they know once you just to get people in there. And it's the same philosophy for WWE. I actually think AEW are implementing that a little bit better. They genuinely have $6 to $10 tickets available. WWE have never gone down to that price level, but they are still appealing towards families a bit more. Whereas AEW are trying to get those unemployed 18-year-olds who have got 18 to 40-year-olds that have got $6 to $10 lying around. So they'll take those fans. I mean, that's the thing, but I don't really care about that, because I don't think it hurts any of the companies. Look, for example, like the main one where you were talking earlier on before I came on, and you answering those mailbag questions where you say these idiots on Twitter go back and forth about things, and one of the things was there was a picture going around saying there's $4 tickets in Chicago at the end. it doesn't matter because that building needed to be full. That noise for when Punk came out, that's what you remember. Nobody's gonna taint that moment with the fact that somebody paid $4 or somebody paid $6 or somebody was giving their ticket. The fact is that is the moment of the year so far when CM Punk came back. So and it took place in front of a full noisy building. So some of the things that these marks go back and forward with online doesn't make any sense to me. It is just fighting between the guys, as you correctly pointed out.